but I just wanted to show you this image. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it. Can you, where can I get that? Can you see that? It's a picture of the pelvis, and it's got two birds' wings on either side. Can you see those kind of, well, get it right up. A lot of reflection going on in my boat. Can you see? So we're going to visualize that we've got wings on the sides of our pelvises. Because basically your pelvis is articulated. So quite often when we're holding it in standing postures, we're kind of very solid in it. And I want to see whether we can get a feeling of softness and imagine that we're allowing the pelvis to breathe. You know, I like to move the breath around the body. Today it's going to be breathing in the pelvis. So once you've seen that visualization, I'll put it up again in case any of you are late coming in. When we're thinking about breathing, just visualize that your pelvis has got these little wings. So it articulates the iliacus bone. I always feel nervous talking because I know I've got doctors in the house. Joins to the pubis at the front, and there's a bit of articulation there, especially in women. And then at the back, around the sacrum, at the sacroiliac joints, and they also have movement. So they do, it does move. This iliacus bone does move with our breath. And the psoas muscle that we're always talking about connects to the top of it and all the way, and then passes all the way down to the femur. But it and the diaphragm is connected into the psoas. So as our breath moves, as the diaphragm moves up and down, it has this effect throughout the whole body. So we're going to start lying down. If anybody's got two cushions or two blocks or two books, you might like them. Otherwise, you can just have your legs out straight. But I know in class we quite often lie in Supta Baddha Konasana with our soles of our feet together and our knees out to the side, and we block underneath our knees if they're high. We'll put bolsters. Might go and find myself another bolster. A couple of cushions. So just find anything you can, or just have your legs out straight, it doesn't matter, but it's quite nice. So taking time to find a comfortable place where your knees are supported, and come and lie down, soles of the feet together. Oh, that's very comfortable. Lift the tailbone and lay it down so you've got a nice long spine. And then take your fingertips and place them on the tips, the bony tips, the protrusions of your hip bones, or they're the ascis points, if we're talking anatomically, anterior, superior, iliac spine, bloody hell. But they're just the little tips, the little bony nodules. So just rest your fingers on there and begin to soften. So allow your body to melt into the ground, drop through all of the points of contact. Maybe gently tuck the chin, find that length in the back of the neck. Notice if you're holding any tension in the shoulders. See if you can release, allow the collarbone to broaden. Relaxing around the hips, the ankles, the knees, allowing everything to become heavy, allowing it to drop with gravity. And then see if you can access your belly breath. So see if you can relax around the lower ribs and visualize that diaphragmatic breath. So as you inhale, visualize the diaphragm floating down. And as you exhale, feel it gently lift. So the lightest of touches on these bones. You're not pressing, you're just resting those fingertips there. And as you're doing this deep belly breath, just give yourself a little inquiry. Can you Notice any slight movement. And maybe bring that image into your mind that I showed you earlier of those wings on the side of the pelvis. And see if you can have any sense of your pelvis breathing or flying, opening its wings and softening its wings. So really letting go at the end of the exhalation, emptying out completely. Take 3 more deep breaths here. And try and retain that information or that sensation, so that when we're in our standing postures, we'll try and soften a little bit around the pelvis and see whether we can allow it a little bit of air, a little bit of space. And then if you've got your knees out to the side, take your hands to the outside of your legs, bring your knees together. Keep the blocks where they are. Place the feet down flat on the floor. Take the arms out to the side. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, just let the knees drop over to the right-hand side. Turn your head to the left. And maybe they'll come and rest on your block if you've got it there. Just a nice, gentle, easy twist. Turning your head in the opposite direction to your knees. Maybe lengthening away a little bit with the top thigh. Just beginning to feel into your body. And then float the left leg out, float the right leg up. Take a deep inhale, exhale both knees over to the left-hand side. Turn your head to the right. Settle here for a few breaths. Taking your attention all the way up and down the right side. And then bringing in the legs to center. I'll move my blocks, you can keep them where they are just so that you can see what we're doing. We're going to bring the knees into the chest and just gently circle around the pelvis, just massaging the lower back. One way, and then the other way. And then we're going to extend both legs in the air. If you've got your strap, I've got my strap, here it is. I thought I didn't check I had it. Put the straps over the balls of both feet. Lengthen the tailbone down. So this is like sitting in Dandasana, but we're lying. So Dandasana, staff pose on the floor, it would be a right angle. And remember that thing we sometimes do in Dandasana where we think about just adding a little bit of tension and feeling the lift out of the pelvis. Well, you can't do that because you're lying down, but you can feel the stretch all out the back of the legs. So feel a hamstring stretch. Now, some of you might stay here. Some of you might be able to draw the legs a little closer. So just see where you can come, keeping the kneecaps lifted. So don't bend the legs, keep the stretch in the back of the legs and the hamstrings. And then we're gently going to release the strap, keeping the legs where they are. lifting the pelvic floor and giving yourself a little bit of core. So you might want to place your hands on your belly so you can feel the lower abdomen. And start with very little circles. So the feet are together and you're just drawing little circles with the soles of the feet. And notice that you have to, each circle can become a little bigger. You're not going to get them very big, but you can see that you have to start engaging your core, using a little bit of center. So just get the circles a little bit bigger. Oh, I can see Joel. I know your legs at that. Joel's legs are at this angle, and some of you might have your legs at this angle. But you can sit on the floor. Yeah, I know. See, I know it's very difficult, Joel. So just do as much as you can, and then bend your knees into your chest, and then reverse it. So start reversing it again. Start small, and then bigger. I just want to warm up the core a little bit. And then soften the knees into the chest. Take a hand on each knee and check into the hips. So just little circles, butterfly circles, rotating the hips one way. Keeping the breath flowing, and the other. And then placing the feet back down. Just going to start a few little pelvic tilts just to keep this motion in the pelvis. So rolling the right arm down, rolling the left arm away from you so the palms are facing up, chin tucked. We're not going to lift, we're just going to take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, draw the pubic bone towards you, keeping the back flat on the mat. And then inhale, release, lengthen the tailbone away. Exhale, draw it in concave. Inhale, release. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, release. Now place your fingertips on those bones again. Just rest them there. Inhale, draw it in. See if you can feel they come a little bit closer together, those bones. And then as you exhale and roll away, they go a little bit wider. Inhale, release. Empty. Sorry, exhale, release. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw it in. And this time, push into your feet, lift up, come into your little bridge, allow the weight to drop across the shoulder blades. Breathing here. Relax the arms down now, palms facing up. Bring the chest up a little bit more towards the chin, maybe. Press into the balls of the feet. Imagine those thighs moving away from you. And see if you can still access your belly breath. See if you can still get the belly rising on the inhale, falling on the exhale. And see if you can feel this movement in your pelvis at the same time. One last deep inhale, and then as you exhale, gently roll yourself down. We're going to carry on with the psoas a little bit more. We're going to find a block or a brick or a bolster, if you've got one. I'll use one. So most people should be able to find a book that's about that thickness. You might, even if you've got two books, that might be nice. We're going to put our pelvis up on this little platform. If you haven't got a platform, don't worry, you can do it lying flat. It doesn't matter. We're going to lie down, pelvis lifted. So the pelvis is just a little bit lifted. We're going to do those bicycles that we've been doing the last few lessons. So start with the legs extended for a moment and just let the front body lengthen. And visualize that psoas muscle. So it starts the last thoracic spine and then joins, it's at the back. It's attached to T12 and then all the lumbars. and then goes down the back of the pelvis and eventually hooks onto the lesser trochanter of your femur, so the little knobble of the femur. And it's the muscle that does that, which flexes your legs. And we're just lengthening it now. So we're allowing it to just become really soft, to see if you can come to your breath and allow your front body to become completely relaxed and lengthened. And then we're going to bring the right knee into the chest on the inhale, taking it all the way up towards the sky, and then exhale, lengthening it all the way down. So inhale, draw the knee into the chest, extend it up towards the sky. Exhale, reach it away. With your breath, keep just going with your breath pattern. Don't worry about me. Really attuned to the sensations. Maybe you can visualize that long ribbon down the back of your body, getting a nice tone and stretch. Let's do one more. And then release for a moment. Both legs straight. Notice the difference. Do you feel different on the right side to the left side? And then gently bring the left knee into the chest. Inhale, inhale, extend. Exhale, reach it away, lengthen it away. Inhale, draw it in, extend it to the sky. Exhale, reach it away. Keep going, following your own breath. Let's do one more. And then become heavy. Notice if you feel more balanced, hopefully. And then gently place the feet down, lift your hips, remove your blocks or your books or your blankets or whatever you've got underneath you. And then roll onto your side. And we're going to come and sit. So find whatever you like to sit on. Cross-legged, or legs out in front, or legs bent, whatever works for you. Just going to work on the neck and the shoulders now. So sitting tall. Firstly, did everybody feel the pelvis moving a little bit, breathing? Comes up or down? Sarah did. Who's that? Maeve, yes or no? You couldn't really get it. Joel didn't get it. Anybody get it? Oh, Lee got it. Yeah, Sarah got it. Can you hear me? Is that Claire? You said it's Claire. Okay. Well, we'll keep at it. We're not going to give up on that movement. So sitting tall, finding a nice long spine. Just drop the chin, semicircle the neck. And then lifting the head up to center, take a deep inhale, exhale, look over the right shoulder. Inhale to center, exhale over the left. Inhale, center, right ear to right shoulder, walking the fingertips away, add the weight of the hand. Breathing here. Inhale, lift the head up to center, reach the arm up, swim the left hand behind you, the right arm down the back. breathe into the backhand. So hopefully you should be able to feel your back body opening. Obviously use your strap if your fingertips don't reach, or just hold onto your t-shirt, top and bottom of your t-shirt. And then lift one arm, release the other. 2 big circles back. Oh, 2 big circles forward. And then let the head drop over to the left. Add the weight of the hand. Walk the right fingertips away, breathing here. And then coming up to center, walking that left hand down the back, swing the left arm around, sorry, the right one around, clasping and then breathing into the back body. Making sure the spine's still vertical, you haven't allowed the head to fall forward, still reach through the crown. And then lift the top arm, release the lower. This time reaching out, taking the hands onto the tips of the collarbones, elbows kissing and rotating really slowly. Bring them right together. That's it. And reverse. Oof. And then reaching the arms up and out, side extension. Inhale, lift nice and soft. Exhale, take it over. Waving. Inhale, draw it back up. Exhale, take it over. Breathing here. Maybe just check into the neck. So maybe inhale, looking up. Exhale, looking down. Heavy in the left hip. Breathing into those left side ribs. And then lift it up. Bring the right arm up. Notice the difference. And then start waving over the other side. Exhale and then draw the elbow up. Exhale, reach out with the fingertips. Bring it up. Exhale. Staying here now. Again, making sure you're not holding any tension in the neck. And then heavy in that right sitting bone. Deep breaths. And lifting up. Bring the left arm up to join. How are we feeling? Nice and balanced. And then bring the elbows together. Warming up the wrists, pummeling one way and then the other. And then thumbs in the middle, hands over, little rotations one way, rotations the other. Throw. And grab. And shake it out. And shake it out. Shake it all out. And then we're going to come onto all fours. So maybe finding a blanket for under your knees. I'm going to clear up my space a bit. So coming onto all fours. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Nice long spine, so bring the front body into the back body. Think about the crown of the head going forward, tailbone going back. We're going to start by taking a deep inhale, and then as we exhale, push the floor away, come into a high arch. Inhale, roll it through, lift the tailbone, send that wave through. Let's start making it a little softer. So as you exhale, start bringing your bottom back towards your heels. And then as you inhale, nose towards the ground, soften the elbows, and then push up. Exhale, start coming back. So feel free to freestyle this. Do whatever kind of spinal movement feels right for you. But just try to get the full range. So after we've gone forward and back a few times, maybe we'll start that little figure of 8. So inhaling as you're coming forward, exhaling as you're coming back. So working on the more lateral plane, leading with the nose coming forward, leading with the tailbone going back. And then see if you can reverse that figure of 8. And then whatever you're doing, whatever freestyle movement, start bringing it back. Bring it back to your center and find your tabletop again. Your static pose, lengthen the neck. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, let's extend the right leg back and the left arm forward. Lift them up, hip height, ear height. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the elbow and the knee together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, flex the spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, flex. Inhale, lengthen and hold. And release. Take a breath. Balance yourself. Deep inhale on the exhale, left leg back, right arm forward, hip height, ear height, palms facing in. Take a deep inhale and then exhale, hug it in. Inhale, reach away. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Last one, inhale, reach away, hold. And release. Take a breath. This time, we're going to lift the left heel and the left sole of the foot towards the sky, keeping the leg bent. So you're at a right angle. Flex the foot so the sole of the foot is going up towards the sky. Just little pulses. I thought we'd try this one. We're going to bring the right hand just a little, make sure the right palm is really able to take the weight, because you're going to float the left arm up. Maybe see if you can bend the heel towards your bottom and hold the ankle. And maybe lift the chest, send the sternum forward as you kick back into the hand. I can imagine. Oh yeah, we've got sun going well. Okay. And release, lengthen. Jake. Jake's doing the same leg and the same arm. Opposite arm and leg. Yeah, that was really hard. Let's take a cat-cow just to balance ourselves and push it away. Inhale through. Come back to your flat back. Oh dear. And then left leg now. So just taking the sole of the foot towards the sky. A few little pulses. Imagine that length all the way up the front of the left body. And then making sure that you can take the weight on the left hand. You're going to swim the right arm around. See if you can hold it. And then send the sternum forward as you kick back into the hand. And then lengthen. And release. If you did it, well done. I obviously wasn't looking. I was far too busy not falling over myself. Toes together, knees to the outside edges of the mat. Bottom on your heels. If your bottom doesn't reach your heels, use your cushion. And then settle down, wide-legged child. So wide-kneed child. Really making space for your belly. Melt the heart down towards the mat. Taking your breath into the back body now. So see if you can really visualize the whole of the back body opening, the back waist widening, and then a letting go, becoming heavier on your exhale. And then we're going to inhale coming up. We're going to bring the right leg through. Jake, come up, he's far too comfortable down there. Take the right leg through, just bring it between your hands. Lengthen the spine, so you're in a nice long lunge. We're going to tuck the back toe and we're going to push out through the heel. So another psoas stretch. So pushing out through the back heel, staying nice and low. And then gently release. And we're going to work our way into well, lizard to begin with and then coming to pigeon. So do what you can. I know some of you have dodgy hips that don't like doing this. So at this point, if you want to start turning over and lying on your back and just gently rotating into the hip socket, playing with Happy Baby, and then coming into Eye of the Needle, you can do that instead. But otherwise, just ease into that front hip. Start turning the hip and the knee and the toe out to the front diagonal. And give it little circles, just finding a nice edge, finding a comfortable place, and then softening, resting, sending your breath there. And then we're going to gently come up onto our hands and walk ourselves over to our pigeon. So that right heel is coming towards the left groin. And you can find your block or your cushion if you want to place under that hip. So giving that hip a little bit of support. See if you can square the sacrum. So right hip comes back a little bit, left hip wants to come forward a little bit probably. You're on the top of the knee, the top of the foot, and then lengthen the spine down. Settle into your pigeon or your Eye of the Needle if you're on your back. Notice if you've tensed your face, so relax your forehead, release the lower jaw from the upper jaw, soften around the shoulders. So practice becoming heavier, practice of letting go. Just allowing gravity and the weight of your body to open and find space in your body. Three more deep breaths here. Sorry, I should have been saying, see if you can feel your pelvis breathing. So as you inhale, see if you can feel an expansion in your pelvis, and as you exhale, see if you can feel a softening. Can you imagine those wings? And then gently pushing up with your hands. Now this is again probably not for most of you, but if anybody wants to try it, bending the left knee, swimming the left hand. This is the same leg as the knee now. And then lifting the right hand, sending the sternum forward, coming into a little balance. King pigeon. Oh yeah, we've got some. And release. We're going to tuck the back toe, and you're coming up into a downward dog, so you're going to keep it really soft. Jill, I'm going to do it. Don't hurt yourself, Jill. And then push up. Walk it out. Walk out your dog. So if you've been on your back, roll over. Come and join us in our downward dog. Bending your knees. Really easing out the back of the leg, feeling the spine nice and long, sitting bones rising up towards the ceiling. Give your head a little shake one way and a little nod, releasing the tension. Come up onto the balls of both feet now and have that slight sensation of internal rotation at the top of the thighs as you exhale the heels towards the ground. They're not going to touch the ground, don't worry. Just towards the ground, yearning for the ground. And then inhale, lift the crown of the head, come onto all fours. Exhale, come back into your child. Take your hands behind you now with your palms facing up. Relax the shoulders down the back. 3 deep breaths into the back body. Breathing here. And again, maybe take your attention to the pelvis. See if you can feel it opening on the inhale, softening on the exhale. See if you can get your pelvis breathing. And then creep the arms forward. Come up onto all fours. This time you're stepping your left leg through. Finding that long lunge. Extending the length of the spine. So take the fingertips to the floor. That's it. Feel the opening in the front of that right thigh. And then tuck the back toe. Remember, we're not lifting. We're just pushing out through the back heel. A first stretch. Whew. Reach out through the back heel. And gently release. Forward and back, easing into that front hip, the knee, the ankle. And then maybe finding an edge, coming down, softening, breathing into it. Or maybe rolling onto your back and just working with your hips. Happy baby or eye of the needle, or just little hip circles, just hands on your knees, just easing out. And coming up, preparing for your pigeon. So walking that heel over to the opposite side of the mat, finding some support, maybe that left hip if you need it. Coming onto the center of the knee of the back leg, top of the foot, and then lengthening down, closing your eyes, becoming heavy. And once again, let's see if we can take our attention to our pelvis and see if we can feel some expansion on the inhale, opening, widening, and some softening and letting go on the exhale. 3 more deep breaths. Really feeling those wings unfurling. And then gently pushing up. And if you want to, taking the heel towards your bottom, feeling that stretch in the quad. Seeing if you can come up to a little balance. Sending the sternum forward, maybe gazing at Chin Mudra in the left hand. And release, tuck the back toe, up you come, downward dog. Gently walk it out. Up onto the balls of both feet, let the heels gently drop. You're going to inhale, float the left leg up and back. Left leg coming up. Exhale, step it through. We'll walk it through, long lunge. Lower the back heel, turn the back toe in. I want you to wimble your arms now. The right arm and the left arm up into your warrior two. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, holding your warrior two. Now you know what I'm going to say. Take your mind to your pelvis. See if you can soften and allow the weight to drop through so you're not holding around the pelvis, it's softer, so that the grounding can happen. You can let everything below the waist drop through and allow the ground to support you. So you're not gripping or holding. You're just allowing yourself to ground and allowing the ground to come up to you. Jake, turn the back toes in, please. Arms level. Trikonasana. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Reach forward, hand onto the shin. Turn yourself around. Gaze up at the thumb. Draw the shoulder blades together. Again, notice how much tension you're holding around the pelvis. See if you can let that tension go down through your legs and into the ground. And you get the kind of responding sense of lightness. And then soften the front knee, take the hand over the ear, extended side angle, Parsvakonasana. And then bend that top elbow and use that elbow to draw you up. So imagine you're being drawn up by that top elbow. Turn the left toe in, heel toe. So you're coming to face me or coming on the side of your mat. We're going to take the hands behind us. See if you can take reverse prayer. If you can't take reverse prayer, just hold opposite elbows, draw the shoulder blades together. So the toes are just pointing in a little bit. Inhale, rise up through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold forward. Come into a nice flat back, navel drawing to spine, tailbone reaching back, crown of the head reaching forward. And then release your hands down to the ground. If your hands don't reach the ground, find your block or find your block. Bring the ground up to meet you. You're going to place the left hand under the sternum. Swim the right hand onto the sacrum, the lower back, reminding that to stay flat. So you're not going to allow that right hip to lift as you draw the shoulder blade back. Turn to look over your right shoulder. And then maybe lift the arm up. If the shoulder allows, gazing up at the thumb. Really planting down the balls of the big toes. Feel the inner thighs lifting, pelvic floor lifted. And then bend the knees, soften down. Hang, ragdoll, so opposite arms holding, just give yourself a little rock from side to side, bending one knee, bending the other, nice and soft. And then coming back to center. Fire up the spine, lengthen tailbone back, crown of the head forward, take the right hand under the sternum, swim the left hand onto the sacrum, draw that left shoulder blade back. If your knees are bent here, just make sure they're equally bent, so you're not twisting in the lower back. And then lift the arms, gaze up. Imagine both sitting bones being pulled to the back of the room. Just check that you haven't rocked back or rocked forward, that your hips are still above your heels. And then gently bend the knees. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Now I want you to walk your hands forward a little bit, coming up onto the fingertips. If your knees are bent, that's fine. And then you're going to feed the left hand through the hole, and you're going to turn to look towards your right leg, and you're going to hold the ankle or wherever you can hold on. Just draw yourself through, give yourself a little twist. And then release. Walk your fingertips far forward as you can. Really lengthen the spine here, send the sitting bones back. So if you're clawing forward with your fingertips, you're reaching back with your sitting bones. And then once again, if your knees are bent, it's fine. Just make sure they're equally bent. And then place the, that'll be your left hand, and then feed the other one through and see if you can draw yourself around, give yourself a nice twist. Breathing here. And gently release, hang down. Take the hands into the creases of the hips, push down. You're going to turn the right toes out and the left toe, heel back. Maybe need to be a little bit wider because we're going to come into our warrior two. So make your adjustment. It's a heel to heel alignment. And then you're inhaling the arms all the way up. Exhale, bending the front knee, making sure it doesn't overtake the ankle. If it overtakes the ankle, you need to be wider. Inhale, push down through the feet. Rise up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, take your warrior two now. Hold it here. Again, see if you can send your breath all the way down. Feel that pelvis soften. Allow the weight to drop through the legs, through the soles of the feet. And feel the earth coming up, supporting, allowing lightness and lift. Trikonasana. Inhale, straighten the front knee. So you're reaching over a gate or a post or a fence. And then, so you found that length basically. That allows you to find length in the side body. And then turn yourself around to the side, gazing up at the thumb. Nice long spine. And then soften the front knee, take the hand over the ear, palm facing down. Reach out through the top fingertips as you push out through the outside edge of the back foot. And then bend that elbow, draw yourself up. Turn the toes in, turn the heels in, turn the toes in, turn the heels in, turn the toes in, turn the heels in. Come all the way up, Tadasana. How are we doing for time? Ooh. We had better just get on with our balancing. I think tree. Maybe tree with our eyes closed. Take a deep inhale. So find Tadasana. Front body lifted, back body dropping, shoulders relaxed. Deep inhale. Exhale. All the way down through the left leg. Allow the right leg to become light. Place wherever you want apart from the knee. Push the foot into the leg into the foot. So it could be ankle or shin or thigh. Hands to heart center. And let's inhale, grow those branches up towards the sky. Imagine they never quite get there. They're always searching for the light, lifting. Now visualize your body in space where you are, and then see if you can close your eyes. Woo! I did. Just for a few breaths. And then coming down the way we came. With control, gently releasing. Up onto the walls of the foot, little ankle balance to bring us together. Let's clasp the hands, send the heels of the hands towards the sky, tailbone lengthens towards the ground. Such a nice stretch. And then lower the heels. Take the arms down, find Tadasana. Deep inhale. Exhale down through the right leg now. Left leg becomes nice and light. Place wherever you placed on the other side. Find your drishti, your focus. And when you're ready, grow those branches. Now, can we see if we can feel our pelvis breathing here? No, I'm having to use too much core. I'm having to keep it quite stiff. See if we can close our eyes. So visualize yourself first, the space you're taking up. I think both my boys are cheating holding the ceiling. No, they're not. No, they're not. Ooh. And then coming back the way we came. Oh, that's brilliant. Feet a little bit wider than hip distance, coming down into a little squat if you like a squat. If you don't like a squat, if you don't do it. Just allowing the lower back. It's just really nice for the lower back if you can do it. And then everybody come and lie on your backs. So coming to lie down, maybe putting your jumper on now. Preparing. We'll do a couple of spinal releases before Shavasana, but if you want to get your jumpers on, your socks on, that'd be a good time. So once you're down, take your feet to the outside edges of the mat, quite far away from you. Your arms out to a T to the side, and then just easy windscreen wipers. Just gently let the knees drop one way, turn your head the other. Next time they're over to the right hand side, allow them to rest for a few breaths here. Maybe push that left hip forward a bit. And then inhale and take it over the other side. And then let's release any tension we have in our bodies. I found this one this week, which I thought was quite fun. Feet a hand's distance away from the bottom, hands down by your side, and then you just like push into your feet, like pulse, and you start with just feeling the pelvis tilt, and then you can kind of get the whole body, just do a little rocking with your, and you feel the head starts coming and the chin starts going. Let's do that a little bit. I thought it's quite fun, quite releasing. So the head just nods, everything becomes heavy. So you're just pushing with your feet. So you're not using your core, it's just responding. And then slowing it down. Extend the right leg, extend the left leg. Take your Shavasana. So make any adjustments you need to do. If you need to put a cushion under your knees or under your head, feel free. Make sure you're going to be warm enough. So closing your eyes. Becoming aware of your whole body and where it's touching the ground. And with each exhalation, allowing the body to become heavier and to drop through those points of contact. So to give your weight to the ground. The head, the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the back of the pelvis, the whole of the spine, the legs, and the feet. The whole body dropping back, becoming heavier, letting go. And taking your attention to where you can feel your breath. Just observing that constant flow. And bringing your mind back to it time and time again. Rest your mind on your breath and relax completely. And it's time to come back now. So beginning to bringing your awareness back Maybe taking a slightly deeper inhale, a fuller exhale. Finding some sensation in your fingertips and your toes. When you're ready, taking your arms above your head, give yourself a nice stretch. And then roll on your side for a few breaths before coming to sit. And take a few moments now. Just notice how your body feels now. Notice how your mind is and how your energy is. And then bring your hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you all.